Ask most people about Christopher Columbus, and they'll tell you he discovered America. School children learn about his voyages from a young age. They are taught about his 3 ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. The date 1492 is etched in our minds as a pivotal moment in history. But how much of this popular narrative is actually true? The story of Columbus is often told as a triumphant tale of adventure and discovery. He is portrayed as a visionary who bravely sailed across the Atlantic and unveiled the New World to Europe. This narrative, however, is woefully incomplete. It overlooks crucial historical facts and perpetuates harmful myths. The truth is that Columbus did not discover America. The continent was already inhabited by diverse indigenous populations with rich cultures and histories spanning thousands of years. Moreover, Columbus was not even the first European to reach the Americas. To fully understand the impact of Columbus's voyages, we must move beyond the simplistic narratives and confront the complexities of history. Only then can we appreciate the true legacy of 1492 and its consequences for both the Old World and the New. Long before Columbus set sail, the Americas were teeming with life. Indigenous peoples had built thriving civilizations across the continents. In North America, complex societies existed from the Arctic to the deserts of the Southwest. South America was home to the Inca Empire, a vast and sophisticated civilization that rivaled any in Europe. These indigenous cultures were incredibly diverse. They had developed unique languages, traditions, and ways of life. They had mastered agriculture, built cities, and created stunning works of art. Their connection to the land and its resources was deep and spiritual. When Columbus arrived in the Caribbean, he encountered the Taino people. The Taino were skilled farmers, fishermen, and artisans. They welcomed Columbus and his crew with open arms, offering them food and hospitality. Tragically, the Taino's generosity would soon be met with violence and exploitation. Columbus's arrival marked the beginning of a devastating period for indigenous populations in the Americas. European diseases, against which they had no immunity, ravaged their communities. Millions died from smallpox, measles, and other illnesses. While Columbus is often credited as the first European to reach the Americas, this claim is simply not true. Centuries before Columbus's voyages, Norse explorers had already set foot on North American soil. Around the year 1000 AD, a Viking expedition led by Leif Erikson landed in what is now Newfoundland, Canada. Erikson named this new land Vinland after the wild grapes he found growing there. The Vikings established a small settlement, but it was short-lived. Archaeological evidence at Lance Oak Meadows in Newfoundland confirms the existence of a Norse settlement. The Icelandic sagas also tell tales of Eriksson's voyages and the discovery of Vinland. Section 4. Columbus's voyages, opening the door to a new world. To be fair to Columbus, his voyages were a remarkable feat of seamanship and navigation. He did not have accurate maps or modern navigational tools. He sailed into the unknown, driven by a belief that he could reach the East Indies by sailing west. Columbus made 4 voyages across the Atlantic, each time exploring more of the Caribbean and South American coastlines. He established the first permanent European settlement in the Americas on the island of Hispaniola, which is present-day Haiti and the Dominican Republic. He also opened up trade routes between Europe and the New World. However, Columbus's accomplishments are forever tarnished by his actions. From the outset, he viewed the indigenous people he encountered as potential subjects to be exploited. He claimed their lands for Spain, enslaved them, and subjected them to brutal treatment. Columbus's voyages marked the beginning of a new era in world history, but it was an era marked by conquest, colonization, and the decimation of indigenous populations. His legacy is a complex and troubling one, and it's important to acknowledge both his achievements and his crimes. The legacy of Columbus, a complex and troubled history. Columbus's voyages were profound and far-reaching. His discovery ushered in an age of European exploration and colonization. The Columbian Exchange transformed both hemispheres. However, this came at a terrible cost. Europeans' arrival led to displacement, enslavement, and death of millions. The transatlantic slave trade added another layer of tragedy. Columbus's legacy continues to be debated today. Some see him as a hero, others as a brutal colonizer. History is a complex tapestry of triumph and tragedy.